Okay, this PowerPoint supports level 3 business studies, looking at the marketing planning internal. It's the second PowerPoint of the series. This is specifically looking at marketing audit. So, understanding what is a marketing audit, describing the process of completing a marketing audit. Well, we're going to look at the very first bit of this, and to an extent, explain how a marketing audit helps achieve those functional and corporate goals that were mentioned previously. Okay, so the marketing audit is very simply a very important part of the whole planning process. I mean, essentially what it is a snapshot of what the current situation is for an organisation's marketing. Now, in terms of when it's done, it's conducted at the beginning of the whole marketing planning process, and at a series of points during the implementation of the plan, because by doing that, you're implementing benchmarks and points that you can judge against, and to an extent looking to see whether or not your overall marketing plan is fulfilling your initial intentions. So the way in which they look at it is they consider, marketing audit considers external, internal influences on the whole marketing planning, and then also reviewing the plan itself. So really, as a very brief summary, it's like a snapshot of the organisation's marketing. Okay, the way in which they carry it out, the way in which they plan it, and also as well those external pressures which are being influenced. Which influences their marketing, excuse me. So, first and foremost, externally, the marketing environment, one of the first things that they need to understand is who is their customer, our customer. Who exactly is this person, okay? What are their needs, and how are their needs met by the organisation, okay? What specific decision-making processes does our customer go through when they make a purchase? And this can be drawn from the ADA and Dagmar models, as discussed previously, and what is their overall consumer behaviour, the perception of the organisation's brand, and the most important thing is how loyal are they to it. Okay, how easily convinced are they to make that purchase time and time again. In looking at who the customer is, how do you segment down to that exact type of customer characteristic? How do you target that person? And then from that point of view, where do you position yourself in the market? Is it high quality? Is it low quality? Excuse me. Is it expensive? Is it cheap? So within that framework, this is the way in which you can depict the type of customers that you'll be servicing. Your customers, what they value, and how do you provide that value? What is that one thing that they regard as value? Okay, added to this, so from an external point of view, the organisation needs to be very aware of the competition and the state of play of the competition. So what is the nature of our competition in the target market? So for that specific customer that you are targeting, who are the competitors? Okay, when we talk about the nature of the competition, we're talking about how many competitors are there. Is that number increasing? Is it decreasing? What is the trends which are being revealed by those customers in that? By the competition in that target market. Also, as well, the profitability of your competitors. Now, this is possibly something which might be a little bit more tricky to ascertain. However, if your competitors are public companies, then there should be an element of understanding this profitability. And so from the ascertaining what their profitability is, it means that you're going to understand their power, the power that they hold to an extent in the market, and the depth of resources that they may be accessible to. So the concentration, whereabouts they concentrated, concentrated in terms of the position in the market. A very simple strengths and weaknesses. This can be done obviously as a SWOT analysis, like a SWOT analysis of external competitors. But what are their strengths? What are the weaknesses? What are those one unfair advantages they hold, or what is that one value proposition that they hold? And then sort of that, the marketing plans, the actual strategies of the competition. What are the competition doing to target that customer? And to what extent can you follow that lead, or to what extent can you differentiate yourself from that process? Now, culturally, the environment, the market. You need to be very much aware of the cultural restrictions within the market. Is your customer and is your target market prone to specific beliefs and religious pressures? Is your market applicable to certain levels of education? Remember, there is a correlation between higher levels of education. There tends to be a higher level of income. Evolving lifestyles of consumers. Consumers change all the time. The way in which they consume, the way in which they think, the way in which they do a number of things are constantly changing. And as an organisation, from a marketing point of view, you need to be aware of what these things are doing. So on the back of that as well, the nature of the consumerism in target markets. It's going back to their decision-making process, their buying process. How has that affected, and how does that change? Demographics. So thinking of this is a current issue. Largely, demographics is all about the study of populations, the structure of populations. The big trend which is occurring at the minute is that we do tend to have an aging population. So how does your marketing planning reflect that change in the population? Added to that, the use of technology. Now, this is a huge change which reflects the digital revolution that we are living through presently. And this comes with customers as well. So their adoption of mobile internet technologies, okay, their expectation of being able to pay using the internet, the access of goods and services through their mobile devices. Added to that, the way in which goods are manufactured, the leaps and bounds of CAD and CAM and SIM processing, to name just but three. The changes in information systems, how information is a lot more accessible. And then overall, the use of these type of technologies to market your goods and services, particularly looking at things such as social media. Economically and legislative issues obviously cropping up. Okay, so levels of average disposable income from your target market. How has the changes in the economy and the business cycle, how does it affect your target market? Added to that, it's taxation, for example. How does that affect your target market? So key economic indicators: inflation, interest rates, exchange rates, and unemployment. How, once again, does this affect your target market? And have a knock-on effect of your type of marketing. Added to that, is the political, legal landscape changing in any way? Is there any sort of upcoming political changes which may be occurring? So, for example, if there's a general election coming up in the US, there's a general election. In Europe, there's a big debate about certain countries joining the EU, leaving the EU. All of these things have a knock-on effect to the organisations. So, laws and levels of regulation, these are always going to be chopping and changing. Labour laws, likewise, minimum wage legislation, these types of things are all going to have some sort of effect on the conditions of the market to which you are looking at. Okay, we'll call that one there.